What's going on, guys and gals? This is Periodic with another update, another video. It is for the Bounty Hunter, the skill calculator. Obviously, we're always talking about Star Wars: The Old Republic. We're going to be focusing on the Mercenary today, and the Mercenary is actually a really cool advanced class. It's really versatile in terms of all three of the talent trees or the talent builds that you have here. We have Bodyguard, Arsenal, and Pyrotech. And now I haven't played the Bounty Hunter at all. I'm really looking forward to when I actually get to start one up. But from just what I've read through the talents so far, man, they are really cool. And the mercenaries that I've had in my parties so far, in my groups, really beneficial. So we'll start off with the Bodyguard tree with, like it says right in the title, is very much a support build, support play. You can heal. It's mainly a healing build, but you can also do a little DPS in there as well. But we start off with Hired Muscle, which increases ranged and tech critical chance by 6%, and we want that. And we also go with Med Tech, which reduces the activation time of Rapid Scan by 0.25 seconds and reduces the cooldown of Healing Scan by 1.5 seconds. Man, before we pick that, we want to look at Improved Vents, which causes Vent Heat now to immediately vent an additional 8 heat. And the way that a Bounty Hunter works is that your weapons, all your weapons, build up heat, and if it builds up too much heat, you won't be able to use it. Kind of like any really gun. If you fire a gun for too long, the barrel is going to overheat, and it's going to start to cause problems. But yeah, so that's how it works, and this is good. It's a good talent, but it's really a toss-up between these two. They're both really nice. But if you're going for a straight healer build, you're going to want to reduce the activation time and cooldown. And that's what we're going to be looking for if we're going into the Bodyguard tree. So we go with Supercharged Gas, converts 30 charges of combat support cylinder to supercharger blasters, venting 16 heat and increasing all damage and healing dealt by 10% for 10 seconds. While acting, the following abilities gain supercharge effects. Power Shot gets its heat cost reduced by 17. Unload, heat cost reduced by 8. Healing Scan, reduced by 100% the cooldown is. Kolto Missile places a shield on all targets, reducing damage taken by 10% for 15 seconds, and that's damn good. And once you get Hired Muscle, you put the talents into it, you are able to get Critical Reaction in the second tier, which causes critical results with damage and healing abilities have a 50% chance to grant Critical Reaction, increasing butchered that word every single time. Alacrity by 5% for 6 seconds. Somebody in the comments write out how to write that damn word. It kills me every time. Surgical Precision System reduces the pushback suffered while activating healing abilities by 35% and reduces the threat generated by healing abilities by 5%. That's a no-brainer. You get 70% and 10%. Respectively when you put 2 points in it. Empowered Scan increases the healing done by Rapid Scan and Healing Scan by 3%. In addition, Rapid Scan builds 3 charges of combat support cylinder, and we definitely want the 2 points in that, so you get 6% straight buff to your Rapid Scan and Healing Scan, and you're going to be using those two to heal, obviously. Now, Heat Damping reduces the heat cost of Jet Boost, Concussion Missile, and Electro Dart by 8. We also have Kolto Missile, which heals up to 3 allies within 8 meters of the targeted area for 95 to 206. It causes 16 heat, and it has a 30-meter range. So we put that in there. And Kolto Residue has a 50% chance of Kolto Missile to leave a Kolto Residue on affected targets, increasing all healing received by 5% for 15 seconds. And we can do that. Every single time you shoot off a Kolto Missile, literally every time, for 15 seconds afterwards, everyone is going to get a 5% healing buff. That's pretty nice. And that's just every time you do Kolto Missile. Lastly, it's Power Shield. Energy Shield now further decreases ability activation. Energy Shield now further decreases ability activation pushback by 30% and makes you immune to interrupts. And that's a pretty nice talent. Now, we have 4 points right now. We can get Heat Damping if we want, or we can drop down and get Improved Vents. And again, guys, this is just my thoughts. I haven't played the class yet, and this kind of just looks like what we would want in a build. Don't take this for gospel. Experiment all you want and play with it. That's how you're gonna get good at this game. That's how the great players learn their craft, is by experimenting with all their builds. In the fourth tier, we have critical efficiency, which gives Healing Scan a 33 0.34% chance to reduce the heat cost of your next rapid scan by 16. And that's good, because if you put 3 points in that, every time you do healing scan, your next rapid scan is going to cost 16 less event. Pretty much is your mana, and that works well out for you. We have powered insulators, reduces all damage taken by 2% while combat support cylinder is active, excuse me. And then we have protective field, increases all healing received by 10% while energy shield is active. Now this is increases all healing received. So if you're a healer and you're not expecting to be hurt that much, then you may want to go with powered insulators. But from what I've found in this game so far, there is a good amount of AoE damage, like just random AoE damage. And when you're healing yourself, it's nice to just give yourself a quick heal when you have energy shield on, and it gives you a pretty much 20% better heal. So the bigger heal on you means that you have to heal yourself less often, and you can focus on the rest of your party more. Kolto Shell, which has a range of 30 meters, deploys a Kolto shell around the target that has 10 charges and lasts 5 minutes. When damaged, the Kolto shell loses 1 charge and heals the target for 61 to 72. This effect cannot occur more than once every 3 seconds. Only 1 Kolto shell can be deployed at a time. And if you played World of Warcraft, specifically Restoration Shaman, this is very similar to the Earth Shield. Every single time you hit him, he had a little floating rock around him. It had like 3 or 4 charges. I can't remember what it was. But every single time they would get hit, they would get a little heal. And so that pretty much would happen. Every time they would get hit, a little heal. This is the same thing, except it can only happen once every 3 seconds. And we definitely want that. It's a good talent. Proactive Medicine. Healing Scan has a 50% chance to apply Proactive Medicine to the target. Healing for an additional 0 over 9 seconds. Am I reading that right? Maybe that's a bug in there. It definitely heals you for not 0. It heals you for a good amount. But what it's doing is when you cast Healing Scan on somebody, 100% of the time they get a dot on them, or a hot, actually. It's a heal over time spell, and it literally just for 9 seconds it ticks, and it just gives them a little heal, So you heal them for that big amount of Healing Scan, and then for the next 9 seconds, they get a little heal, a little splash over. It's very nice. Reactive Armor. Proactive Medicine now also provides 10% armor while active. That's always nice. So you do your healing scan on them, and not only do they get a hot on them afterwards, but they also get 10% armor buff. That's nice. And we have Cure Mind. Reduces heat cost of Cure by 8. In addition, Cure now removes negative mental effects. And this is just pretty much your decurse. Nice. You always want that. Warden increases the critical healing bonus of all heals by 3%. Now we're obviously going to want 5 talents in there if you're healing, because who wouldn't want 50% better heals? 15% bonus to crits on their heals. That's good stuff. Now Emergency Scan instantly heals a friendly target for 234 to 401, and that's just, you know, it's the Euro shit button, I guess you would call it. Somebody's getting low, you pop Emergency Scan, boom, heals them really quickly. So we're going to go after that. So that's your healing build. You can experiment what you want. Like once you fill out your talents here, you can kind of look on all these others, whether you want to put, you know, 3 points into more endurance so you have higher health, or if you want to put points into integrated system, which increases the healing received and done by 2% when you put 2 points in it, etc., etc. You know, just good stuff all around here on these lower talent trees, and you know, on these as well. Or if you just want to max out every freaking point in your Bodyguard tree, you can do that as well. Now Arsenal is your unique DPS for Mercenary, because Pyrotech is shared for both advanced classes for your Bounty Hunter, both your Mercenary and your Power Tech. Arsenal is unique only to Mercenary, and it's your dual wielding goodness. You got those 2 guns, you're blazing through people. You got, you know, the 2 one-handers flipping them through the air. It's pretty sweet. The first talent in it is Iron Sights, increases aim by 3%. And this is going to increase aim almost by 10%. So that's good stuff right there. 3 points in there. Integrated System increases healing received by 1% and all healing done by 1%. And Mandalorian Iron Warheads increases the damage dealt by all missiles and power shot by 3%, and the healing dealt by Kolto missile by 10%. Now we don't really care if we're going straight Arsenal, if we're going straight DPS. We don't really care about the Kolto missile because we don't get it, right? We're not going to spec into the Bodyguard tree that high up, but we do want 6% damage buff for our missiles and our power shot, because Arsenal really tosses a lot of missiles at your opponent. That's kind of the go-to thing there. You're using the dual wield and you're tossing missiles. Whereas Pyrotech is more of an AoE build, and you use a lot of the flamethrower to just massacre people. But we're going to go with Arsenal. Similar to your sniper, right, for Imperial Agent. Okay, so we look at Custom Enviro Suit. Increases endurance by 1% and all healing received by 3%. When you're soloing, this is godly. When you're doing random pugs, very, very good. You get 6% healing buff and 2% more endurance. Really cool. When you're in a really trusted guild and you're raiding, probably not so much, unless if you're having trouble on certain fights, if you're dying too much or if you're getting low. This always makes it easier for the healers because you have 2% more health and you get a buff on healing. So it's definitely good to have. But if you're one of those min-maxers that are really trying to get every single little squeezed, you're trying to squeeze every little drop of DPS out, you're not going to want to take this. But I suggest at least putting 1 point in it. Now we go upgraded arsenal. Increases the effects of your gas cylinder while they are active. Combustible gas cylinder increases tech critical hit chance by 3%. High velocity gas cylinder reduces the heat cost of rail shot by 8. And combat support cylinder increases tech critical hit chance by 3%. We're going to take that. And we also have muzzle fluting, reduces the heat cost of power shot and tracer missile by 9. You can take that if you want. If you're having the trouble of running out of heat or gaining too much heat too quickly, then you're going to want to take that. But we also have stabilizers, which reduces the pushback suffered while activating power shot, concussion missile, and tracer missile, and unload by 25%. And this is really while you're soloing, and if you're taking too much aggro while in parties because you're getting hit, it's messing up your cast times. Every single time you get pushback, it cancels and it makes it longer, etc., etc. So this is just going to reduce that pushback. If you're not having issues with that, you can just get 1 point into muzzle fluting, and then maybe do just 1 point into stabilizers. Power barrier. Power shot and tracer missile have a 50% chance to generate a power barrier that reduces damage taken by 2% for 15 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. We're going to skip that for now. We're going to look at afterburners, which cause your rocket punch to have a 50% chance to knock the target back several meters. In addition, jet boost knockback effect is stronger and pushes enemy 2 meters further away. Now, I like this because you're going to be using rocket punch once in a while anyway, if not more than that. And even just 1 point in this, it's not hurting you. You're getting a knockback effect, which is pretty cool. If you're not, if your tank is getting pissed at you that you're knocking everything back, and he can't AoE take things, then don't take the points in it. We're gonna skip it for now, okay? Tracer missile takes 25 heat and it launches a missile at the target that deals 1328 to 1495 kinetic damage and applies a heat signature, reducing the armor rating by 4% for 15 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. Heat signatures leave the target vulnerable to rail shot. Boom, right there, you do tracer missile. It's a 1.5 second cast. I don't know what the cooldown is on it, but you're going to want to do that first, and then you're going to want to do rail shot afterwards. Target tracking increases the critical bonus damage of unload and heat seeker missiles by 15%. We're going to want to take 2 points in that, and let's put 1 point in that and 1 point in that just to be economical and spread our wealth around. Once you get tracer missile, you can get light 'em up. It causes tracer missile to apply an additional heat signature, so that's pretty cool right there. We have terminal velocity. While high velocity gas cylinder is active, critical hits with a missile and unload have 50% chance to vent 8 heat. This effect cannot occur more than once every 3 seconds. We're going to take that as well because now it's a 100% chance. And we have jet escape, reduces the cooldown of jet boost by 5 seconds and determination by 15 seconds. We're going to take 2 points in that as well. So now we have 10 seconds and 30 seconds respectively. Now once you get tracer missile, you can get light 'em up, and you can now also get tracer lock. It gives tracer missile target lock, increasing the damage dealt by the next rail shot by 6%. Stacks up to 5 times. That's awesome. I love this little tree right here that goes right up. It's like a little railroad. Riddle increases the damage dealt by unload by 33%. Why not? Straight buff. Pinning fire. Once you get riddle, you can get pinning fire. Unload has a 50% chance per hit to slow the target's movement by 50% for 2 seconds. If we put 2 points in it, it's a 100% chance. This is a straight PvP talent, or while you're leveling, or even in some fights where there's certain pulls that you guys are having trouble on, or certain boss mechanics that maybe adds in the boss fight that are able to be slowed. This is very nice talents to have. It's definitely a situational talent or PvP talents. So we'll take 2 of them just for argument's sake. And what else do we need here? We need another point. There we go. Okay, Barrage. Power Shot and Tracer Missile have a 10% chance to finish the cooldown on unload and increase the damage dealt by the next unload by 25%. This effect cannot occur more than once every 6 seconds. And we're obviously going to want to put 3 points in there. It gives both moves a 30% chance to finish the cooldown unload, and it increases the damage dealt by the next unload for 25 seconds, or 25%, I apologize. Power Overrides reduce the cooldown of Concussion Missile by 7.5 seconds, and Thermal Sensor Override by 15 seconds. We're just reducing the cooldown by 15 and 30 seconds here. That's pretty standard. And the last talent in Arsenal is Heat Seeker Missiles. It uses 16 heat, or it causes 16 heat. It has a 30-meter range, fires several missiles that deal 1,257 to 1,424 kinetic damage. This damage is increased by 5% per heat signature on the target. So guys, what are you going to be doing? And girls, you're going to be doing Tracer Missile first. You're going to be doing Rail Shot. You're going to be building up those stacks. And then when you have enough stacks, Heat Seeker Missiles. Damage increased by 5% per heat signature on the target. Massive damage. It's going to be insane. The Pyrotech tree, I'm going to explain when I do the Pyrotech build. I won't do that right now. I just want to show you these 2 trees right here, Arsenal and Bodyguard, which are unique to the Mercenary. Again, your healer tree right here, your straight DPS tree right here. Pyrotech is it's an interesting tree. I'll show you again when I do Pyrotech. It's really cool. But guys, girls, if you like this video, favorite it. Definitely like it. If anything else, just hit that little thumbs up button. It really helps me out a lot. Leave a comment if you have a question. This is kind of just showing you an overview of the talents. I'm not, again, it's not gospel. Play around with your builds. It's really cheap to respec. At least it is now. And it's really easy to make money. If you're not doing slicing right now and you're complaining about money, get slicing. You're going to be making tons of money. My buddy is level 16 and he's already bought 2 of the extra bag space. So that's 20 and 50k. And right now he has 30k on him, and he's just getting money back to get his what is it, the speeder. So you make a lot of money slicing. You make a lot of money regardless, just selling trash and stuff like that. But you make a lot of money with slicing. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in game. Crucible Pits. The name's Periodik. That's with a K at the end. As always, Periodik here saying see ya.